All right, guys, what is up? It is your boy, Deluxe Man. You know how this works. This is my live Raw review where I tell you my thoughts about the shows, where I give you my opinions about the segments, about the stories, about the wrestlers, about the entire show, whether it was worth watching, or just to talk about the show in general, where I think it's going to lead, how fun I think it's going to be, and all that jazz. Um, I'm sorry, guys. This might be the shortest review I do because, quite frankly, I felt like this Raw just didn't do it for me. I felt like the entire show just lacked story. It lacked reason. It lacked context. And the stuff we got that was good was like, let's see, Lana and Summer Rae, the stuff with Lana, Summer Rae, and Dolph Ziggler, and then Braun Strowman being a monster. Everything else, I kind of feel like it's like, okay, it happened. Didn't really lead to anything. It was just kind of there. You know, WWE's lack of ability to tell stories is kind of astounding now. It's getting to a point now where I feel like, are you guys even trying anymore? Are you guys even trying to tell stories? Or you guys just putting on matches just for the sake of matches? For someone like Vince McMahon to talk about, hey, you know, we're more about matches, we're about the stories and the characters and the developments and the build-up leading to the matches, you know. I watch this show and I go, no, you're all about matches, dude. And it's matches we've seen before. It's matches that really give us no progression. And that's the problem. The problem with Raw nowadays is not only is it too long, it's 3 hours long, there isn't any substance to it. This is one of those shows where I kind of feel like you gave me a couple of things that could lead to something, most likely won't lead to anything, but overall, 3 hours went by. I won't watch it again. Quite frankly, I have no buzz from it. I can't give this anything above a C. And quite frankly, I think it's a D show. I just felt like, man, so many missed opportunities, so many things you could have done better. When I start to watch a show and I tell myself I could do that better, that's how I know, yeah, this was a bad show. I should never have to tell myself I can do that better. And then when I actually think about something and it is better, you know, it's getting to a point now where that's just, it's not going to work. So I guess we can talk about Raw. We opened up the show with Sting. That's different. Thank you. And the segment was like, what? 6 minutes? Over and done with. Cool. But Sting's promo, okay. All he pretty much said was, Seth Rollins, your championship reign is worthless because you're not a good champion. You're not a real champion. You tarnish that belt and its legacy because you cheat and you get the help with the authority. He did talk about how he feels Triple H is better than Seth Rollins, and he's not no Triple H, which I suppose you can say led to him. I guess it led to him getting the ending we got. I can just skip over everything else because the rest of the segments was about him talking about, I want my statue. Where's my statue? And we never saw the statue. You know, I would love, and here's where I actually use my head for a second to get what I want. You know, we build up this whole, where's my statue? Where's my statue throughout the episode of Raw. And towards the end, when we had that segment with Seth Rollins calling out Sting and telling him, look, I'm not a coward. I'm not scared of you. I'm going to call you out like a man because you took away my statue. Where's my statue? We have John Cena go out, of course, and he demands, hey, I want a rematch clause. I want a rematch clause. Excuse me. He has the rematch clause. I want a rematch for the United States Championship. And then Cena shows Seth Rollins' statue. I don't know, like there's Sting backstage getting ready to destroy it with like a sledgehammer or something, and he threatens Stephanie, yeah, because she can make the match, that if you don't accept the challenge, I destroy the statue. You know, stuff like that. I'm just utilize what you're telling us and make a story out of it. You still get the exact same outcome, but you utilize elements of what you told us to tell a story. But instead, Cena just goes out there and says, I want a rematch. And he gets it. People on Twitter were kind of like, Deluxe, man, how's that bad? The act of it isn't bad. It's bland. It's just bleh. Like, okay, he just gets a rematch clause. He gets a rematch clause, but he cashes in a rematch clause. That's all he did. That's it. That's all we got with Cena and Rollins on Raw. Some of you might be saying, well, we're teasing a possible breakup between Triple H and Rollins down the road, which you could say, but what does that matter for Night of Champions? So apparently Seth Rollins is now pulling a double duty. He is fighting Sting for the World Championship and John Cena for the U.S. Championship. Cool. I think that might backfire. If they're trying to keep him a heel going into WrestleMania, that is the easiest way to turn him babyface. If he comes out defending both belts successfully, yeah, he'll walk out as a babyface because that's pretty freaking cool. Dirty or not, if he walks out beating Cena and Sting, that will make him a babyface. I almost think that will push him towards the fans cheering him on. But other than that, it's not really much else to talk about when it comes to Seth Rollins. I mean, other stuff on the show, I'm saving Ziggler, Lana, Rusev, and Summer Rae for last. We did the whole Divas Beat the Clock challenge, which on paper I thought could have been good. The way they went about it, no. It was just the way they did these matches. First off, when they did the first match, they literally announced this as PCB's challenge. Like, it doesn't matter if the other girls win. It's all about PCB. Where's the drama in that? Why not just make this a beat the clock challenge for all divas? You know, like have members of, well, have Alicia Fox, but have members from all teams compete for beat the clock challenge. No, it was just PCB, and I get it because they won their match at SummerSlam, but that wasn't the stipulation. That was not the stipulation. That was just, oh, here, you guys get this because you won the match at SummerSlam. And then Becky Lynch faced Alicia Fox, and they went 3 minutes. 3 minutes and 21 seconds, to be exact. Match really wasn't all that special. And then Charlotte fought Brie Bella, and that match was not all that special either. If this is the era of the athletes, these matches are demonstrating that. And I kind of feel like this Beat the Clock challenge this week isn't really helping this revolution. It didn't really showcase the divas as it should have showcased them. And then we did Paige versus Sasha Banks. And I was worried about that match. I was like, oh, Christ. Is Sasha Banks going to job to Paige? She didn't job to her. Although that match would have been a lot more fun. No, it wouldn't. I don't think they could have made that match work because they had to have a match in 1 minute and 45 seconds. Because that's how long it took Charlotte to beat Brie. 1 minute and 45 seconds. So what they did, I guess, was the best they can do. And I like how Sasha Banks just escaped as soon as she hit the DDT. So Paige lost her match because she couldn't beat Sasha Banks in 1 minute and 45 seconds, which is cool. And there's potential there because now Charlotte will be fighting Nikki Bella for that Divas Championship at night. Isn't it Night of Champions? I suspect Night of Champions, but something tells me they might actually do the match like the Raw before to add some drama. That would be really nice because she breaks the record like, what is it, like the Tuesday or the Wednesday of the week of Night of Champions? So if they have a match like the Raw before Night of Champions, that would really give a lot of heat to that match and make fans get invested. They could actually use that to make that match the main event of Raw. Oh my God, wouldn't that be nice? But you know, they can really use what they did here with Paige to turn her heel because it makes sense. You know, I wanted that championship shot. I want that championship. Why does Charlotte have to have it? And she turns on her and becomes the anti-diva. Oh my God, a feud. Oh my God, a storyline. Or maybe we have Charlotte beat Nikki and Paige turns on her. Then we have a feud for the Divas Championship between Charlotte and Paige. Holy crap. See, my mind's thinking in stories. My mind is thinking that way. I want to see stories. I want to see this go somewhere. And I feel like they didn't quite nail it. Beat the clock matches were lame. And I just kind of feel like in terms of the Divas Revolution, they're still not helping their case. They're still not helping their case. That's just my opinion. Ryback fought the Big Show in an IC Championship match. At least they got it out of the way. I'm happy we're not doing this at Night of Champions. Thank God. The match itself was, they did the best they can do, but Ryback and Big Show just don't have good matches. They're just not good working together. I think Ryback with the right opponent can have a good match. Even Big Show with the right opponent can have a good match. Ryback just needs new opponents. I think he should just move on from Big Show. He should, because it's done. I don't really want to see this anymore. But apparently, since The Miz was out there on commentary and he helped Ryback beat the Big Show, that could set up a feud. Well, it could set up two things. Either a feud between The Miz and Big Show, which is like, oh my God, shoot me now. Or they could do Miz versus Ryback, which is, again, oh my God, shoot me now. Someone just said, just do the triple threat again. If they do the triple threat again, I'm going to be there at Night of Champions. I will personally crap on it myself. Good God. Come on, give him some new opponents, please. Ryback has proven that he's better than Miz and Big Show. Move on from these two. It's boring. Then we did another freaking rematch. We did a lot of rematches from SummerSlam. The first one was Ziggler and Rusev, which I'll talk about later, but Kevin Owens versus Cesaro. Again, just a rematch. No setup for it. Hey, guys, just go out there and have a match. That's not how you make people care. How is it that this company can be as good as it is, have the past that it has, have this big library of great shows, yet don't know how to set up simple feuds or matches like this with no story? With none. Let me give you an example. Okay, again, this is an example of me taking a segment and doing it better than the people who write the show. All right, have Cesaro meet Kevin Owens backstage. No, let's go to Stephanie. Have Cesaro meet Stephanie backstage and demand a rematch against Kevin Owens. I got that close to beating him. I know I can beat him. I want a rematch because I know I'm better than him and he's not better than me. Okay. He gets it. Oh, there's a story behind that. He wants to beat Kevin Owens. His pride was wounded at SummerSlam, so he's now taking it out. Or he's not taking it out, but now he's making it a point to fight Kevin Owens and get a win back. Simple story. But now I care because I know Cesaro cares. Or maybe we say this match is for the U.S. I know John Cena has a rematch clause for the U.S. Championship, but you know what? Why not just make this another contendership match where then Rollins has to defend the belt against 3 people? This is your story. This is your land. WWE, you control this world. You can do whatever the hell you want. But instead of actually giving us a simple story, you just give us a rematch. And it was a good match. They have really good chemistry. I think Cesaro and Kevin Owens with the right story, the right feud, can really just go out there and make us salivate for their matches. Instead, no story. It's just, here, have a match. But I will say this. I did enjoy this match. This was a good match. Was it as good as their SummerSlam match? No, but it was good. It's just, these two are just really good competitors. Really good performers, really good all-around talents. Cesaro is a freak of nature. I praised him too much. You know how strong he is. You know how funny he is to watch. I did like the ending where Owens knocked Cesaro off the apron and then it hurt his ribs. So Owens, of course, takes advantage of that and beats him with the pop-up powerbomb. Not pump-up, excuse me for those who saw that tweet on Twitter. It's pop-up. I don't know why I said pump-up. But pop-up powerbomb. And you know, man, if I was writing this, I would have Owens attack him. Just attack him after the match to really sow in that hatred. So Cesaro asks for a rematch, and then Kevin Owens beats him up after the match to really show him, I'm better than you, bitch. So now I want to see them fight again because of what I just did. They just had a match, and they're probably going to have a rematch for no reason at Night of Champions. All I ask is to give them a story to make people care, okay? And not just have them have rematches just because. I think that's it. The only thing else that's left to talk about is Braun Strowman and Lana. Oh no. Dudley Boyz. Oh my, how did I forget about them? How did I almost forget about the Dudley Boyz? So the Dudley Boyz fought the New Day because, you know, we couldn't build that matchup for Night of Champions. We just had to do it on Raw. I did love the whole save the table spiel with the New Day. New Day just has taken this gimmick and just run with it. Their personalities are just fun to begin with. I've seen them on Xavier Woods' channel, on other stuff, and they're just fun people all around. Both Biggie, well, all three of them, Kofi, Biggie, and Xavier Woods, who had a nice perm, by the way. I saw that perm. That was sweet. But, you know, they're making this gimmick work. I personally feel like this match shouldn't have happened. They should have done something else. I get that we had to set up their contendership title opportunity. I got that. They could have done it a different way. How? I don't know. The whole save the table stuff, that was kind of funny. I did laugh at that. It just kind of didn't lead to anything, though. They brought the table out. It was out there because it was apparently the last table in the arena. No other table exists. They made their claim about we have to save the tables in the world. So they wrapped it in bubble wrap, which was hilarious. And then Dudley Boyz and them have a match, and the Dudley Boyz beat them. They just beat them. Outright. They beat them. Then they go to get the table, and nothing happens to the table. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. So I just kind of feel like, okay, well, that was a waste. I get the whole idea was it's supposed to get you salivating for them to go through a table. They already went through a table the week before. You know, so I kind of feel like that could have been just booked better. That was just lazy. Okay, so all that negative stuff to get to the two things I liked about the show. First off, let's talk about Braun Strowman, who is the black sheep of the Wyatt family. Almost sneezed. Okay. Sorry about that. I was going to sneeze. He fought Dean Ambrose tonight, and guys, I like what they're doing with Braun Strowman. This guy's a monster. He had a promo with Bray Wyatt before the match, and he sounds like how he looks. Scary. But he went out there and absolutely destroyed Dean Ambrose. Like anything Ambrose did had no effect on him. He didn't fall at all. He didn't come off his feet at all during the match. He just tossed and hurled and fucking manhandled Ambrose like he was nothing. And then threw him outside the ring, beat him up outside the ring, shoved Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns hits him and gives him the win by DQ. But then Strowman just dominates both Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose like it's nothing. He just kicks their asses, and nothing they did anything to him. And then after they were pretty much done, Luke Harper gets inside the ring and picks up the scraps. Well, Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt get inside the ring and pick up the scraps. And they stand tall. And I thought that was great. I think this is a great villain. I think this is, dare I say it, what I would love to see Bray Wyatt book like. This type of monster character is kind of what I expected Bray Wyatt to be. Maybe not as strong, maybe not as monstrous, but dominant definitely. I'm just kind of shocked that they're actually going this far. Maybe they're just going this far to help Roman Reigns out down the line. But I like what they're doing with Braun Strowman. I think if booked correctly, they can really make this guy into a monster. But I love this. This was awesome. This was fun. I like what they're doing with the Bray Wyatt family. The Wyatt family. It's just good. I'm starting to care now. I'm starting to get invested in the Wyatt family again. Thank God. But I want to see where it goes. I hear rumors they're going to bring in a female character and call her Sister Abigail. So we'll see. But let's talk about the best part of the show, honestly. The stuff with Lana, Summer Rae, Ziggler, and Rusev. So they had a match. Yes, another SummerSlam rematch. Ziggler versus Rusev. At first, I didn't care about it because it was just a rematch. No setup. Just no setup. Here's a rematch. And I hate that. Just nothing. No setup. Here's a rematch. So at first, I just didn't care. It was a good match. I felt like Ziggler and Rusev performed very well with each other. They have really good chemistry. Got down to Ziggler hitting the zigzag after a really cool counter. And then Summer Rae interferes to, I guess, beat up Ziggler. And then Lana interfered and tackled her. And both of them, when Lana tackled Summer Rae, they got massive pops. That cat fight. It's funny to me that Lana and Summer Rae have a storyline, and they're probably the most over female characters on that roster. Yet none of the Diva Revolution girls have no storyline. None. What does that tell you? Just saying. But yeah, I mean, Summer Rae and Lana went out there and had the audience losing their freaking minds over them. I kind of feel like now they kind of almost have to do a match with them, whether it's mixed tag or singles. Lana versus Summer Rae singles, that might be a terrible match, but I still want to see it. But the story throughout the night is during one of the segments, forgot what interview, Summer Rae goes into Dolph Ziggler's personal locker room. And then during Ryback's promo, she comes out of the locker room running, and then Ziggler shows up with a towel barely covering his private parts. It's like it's showing his pelvis that he clearly cut, but it's not showing his private parts. He has a towel covering it. And yeah, very interesting. She just runs out and is like, oh my God, what are they doing there? But Lana apparently saw it because Ziggler and her were seen backstage afterwards, and Lana was just mad. Like, how could you let her go in there? Did you let her see you naked? How do you think that makes me feel, Ziggler? How do you think that makes me feel? And I'm just like, did you not see her sneak in there? Didn't you think it was suspicious the first time you saw her kind of sneak in there, Lana? Just saying. So it's so ridiculous. But what really got me, this is what really got me to really like this. You had Summer Rae. During Lana's interview towards the end of the show, interviewed by Renee Young, and she talks about how Ziggler called her into the room, and he showed her her private parts, and he gave her the look to go in the shower with him, and she took it. She was mesmerized by him. It's just her words, the way she said, and the way she looked was just like, you bitch. I know you're doing this just to piss off Lana, but it's awesome. And then apparently she turned him down because she loves Rusev and she'll never turn on Rusev. And she's just Summer Rae is a really good heel manager. I never thought she was the best wrestler, but I think she's a really good heel character, a really good heel manager. This is her role. She is making me want to see Lana kick her ass. And this is what the Divas Revolution is missing. These two girls who aren't even wrestlers, they're managers. Two managers on WWE might be two of the highest things to watch right now, next to the New Day and other things, because they have a storyline. Is it the greatest storyline in the world? No. But it's a storyline. It has elements to it that work. Other elements to it that don't work, the setup to it, you know, with Ziggler getting with Lana after she pretty much was using him to make Rusev jealous. That's what I was trying to say. But as they went along, I think they did a very good job of making Lana feel like an actual lover of Ziggler, dressed her down, made her sympathetic, actually showed support to Ziggler. It really just made Rusev just this bitter kind of former boyfriend, which, you know, it's working. I can buy it. It doesn't make any sense when you think about it. If you really start to nitpick it, it doesn't make any sense. But for what it is right now, I take it at face value. You know, I'm fine with it. Mostly because of Lana and Summer Rae. So I'm at a point now where I just want to see Lana beat the shit out of Summer Rae. I don't give a shit if the match is crap. I just want to see her beat the fuck out of her. I do. So if they do that match at Night of Champions, I will happily mark out for it because I'm going to be there live. It's going to be fun. But really, guys, when you stop and think about what really happened on this show, Braun Strowman, a potential page heel turn. Not even a legit page heel turn. You don't even know if it's going to happen, but it's a potential. And then Summer Rae and Lana. Those are the best parts of the show. And New Day, or Xavier Woods' perm. I can't really say this was a good show, guys. For 3 hours, that's pathetic. If it got to points where I was literally going, I can write that better. If you ever watched the Raw, have you ever watched the Raw, where you look at it and go, you know, I can actually write that better? That's an indication that that show was not good. You know, if I was having a good day, I would at least give it a C. Like, highest, I give a C. But no, it's not even that I'm having a bad day. I just think it's not worth it. I'm giving it a D. So this show was a D to me. I wouldn't watch it again. I would recommend it. This was a poorly written show, in my personal opinion. You can tell me how you felt about it down below. 2 things before I go. I won't be reading any comments live tonight, guys. I'll read it and respond to you later. But 2 things. I saw Hulk Hogan's Good Morning America interview when he was crying and he really sobbed and he really seemed sincere about, you know, apologizing for what he said and learning his lesson and being punished for something he did years ago. You know, in terms of how I feel about it, I've kind of forgiven him. Kind of. You know what? I've let it go. I don't think it's such a big deal as it is. I still think he deserved to be punished, though. I do think the WWE was in the right to punish him. And in terms of if he should come back, it's kind of soon. It's too soon. Give it at least a year or so, like maybe even 2 years before they bring him back. Let this whole thing just blow over where people can't forget about it. Then bring him back. I think he should come back eventually. But let things blow over. Let the whole scandal just be erased from people's minds and then come back. Hogan should just lay low. Dude, do some other stuff. You're Hulk freaking Hogan. Take your time and we'll be cool. So I saw that. You guys should check it out too. I think he's sincere. I think he really has apologized. He was in a bad part of his life. He was depressed. I get you. And I also read about the shooting at the WWE Performance Center. Some obsessed wrestling fan who loves AJ Lee apparently was crazy enough to go to the Performance Center, shoot up the place, claim a victim apparently. I don't know if that guy's dead or not, but he's probably hospitalized. But it was crazy as hell. It was one of the craziest things in the world. This kind of stuff scares me, guys. This isn't just in wrestling. This is happening all over the place. You know, people get so caught up in these wrestlers. This guy was obsessed with AJ Lee. But it's the same thing with the guy who tried to stab Dean Ambrose at the SmackDown event. I think that's stupid as well. These guys are not real. They're characters, people. So to the people going out of their way to harm the performers because you don't like their character, that's just stupid. Boo the character. Nothing wrong with that. Go to the arena, arenas, pay your tickets, boo the character. Cheer against them. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But don't harm them. Don't put your hands on these guys. First off, it's stupid because they will beat you up. They have the right to beat the shit out of you if you put your hands on them. So that's not wise for your health. But second of all, that's just so petty. We gotta do better, guys. We gotta do better. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for you tonight. I don't know. I just kind of feel like they could have done better. They should have done better. Maybe, you know, as time goes by, we get closer to Night of Champions, it will get better. Tonight was just not a good indication of what the WWE could be doing, should be doing, if that makes sense. So that's my review. I'm going to cut off right here. As always, before I go, if you haven't already, like me on Facebook, subscribe and like. And if you would like to contribute to, you know, improving the quality of my channel, donate to my Patreon. Thank you to those who already donated. Thank you to those who are watching. And leave your thoughts down below about Raw, about what I said. If you don't agree with anything I said, if you disagree with anything, guys, I would love to read your viewpoints down below. Just, you know, I love reading it. I love responding. I love the people. I especially love those who make compelling arguments to where I can't even go, yeah, I can't argue against that. I actually might change my opinion because of what you said. I love doing that. But yeah, guys, that's my review. Hope you enjoyed it. I guess I'll catch you guys in my next video. Whenever it is, whatever it is. This is your boy, Deluxe Man, signing off. You guys take care. Peace.